My people, it does settle. Hey, so everything wey be say Nigeria politicians they do, they don't know say the US government they watch them. My people, it don't set everywhere, don't scatter. My people, while I don't tie rapper. Hey, US government don't come outside though. Don't let us know say they won't put restriction for APC government and politicians will be say na them elect themselves wey no be the youth, wey no be the citizens, wey the citizens no vote for, but because of say they get upper hand, they oppress the citizen, they can't put themselves for the position. Now my people, the US people don't talk say they don't fair give Inec dates to bring out original results. Since we Inec no 1 year, now they decided to talk say they won't investigate to put restriction on their visa. And I know say our politicians, before we close eye open up, they don't run go abroad. Now the US people, let's say they don't know their weakening point, say okay, if we collect their visa, they will go do wetin, they will go repair their country. Their country will be say they don't scatter, wey there no dey gree them, they take treatment. Okay, una go see. Now the US government pass come outside through visa. They thought say make they go do wetin, make they go do the right thing. Now the US government say that they investigate. They don't finally come in, my people. A lot of people they thought say make US government make they quit do am before May 29. On I know now. Because Ogabubu go come up for office May 29. So right now, a lot of people they rush them say, US government on a need list of name, make we give on the list the many for grand. My people not be smart, A lot of people they talk. Some people see they talk say US government their own. If they talk like this, they no go take action. I mean they just they talk and to put fear for the people mind, to put fear for our politician mind. Because I know this our politician. Sometimes they will be say if they see say this country, they will be say they go after them, they will go another country. Now US government they thought say he won't put restriction for the visa of this politician where they force themselves for the citizen head, where the citizen don't sign petition tire. Now they say they don't see the petition of the citizen. It is time for them to take action. The action where they go fit take, they need to start from the visa. They need to start from the visa. By the time they won't go outside for treatment, they don't see outside they travel go for treatment, they will go do wetin arrange their country. My people go like make una watch this video. Make una see this video where this person come outside, where they come they let us know say the election of this Nigeria, this election of 2023, it get as it be. Say a lot of citizens kick against them. So my people, make una go watch the video.
Election. How is that possible? How are we going to accept that? I said, well, they said if we don't like it, we can go to court. And he told me something like that area will have 48,000 APC voter, maybe 24,000 for Labour. And that's what I saw on your television yesterday. But in actual fact, we were prepared. So we collected the pink sheet of every polling station in the area to see that everywhere Labour was 300-400% more than APC. So now to declare those numbers, to me, is very fraudulent. But let me go back to the violence. In my street, they voted nicely. I quick went back inside. My bottles at me and my boys. One of my boys got injured face and back. And we chased them to Taiwo Street up into the swamp area. I was so angry. Later on I thought, actually, that was risky what I did. But when you're angry, you don't give a damn. And people were there dispersing. Now what I experienced in the last election was people were scared to come out, because they heard there's troubles everywhere. Afterwards, I took my time. I went to different areas. I saw the carnage. Windows of houses, right numbers. You will see that I'm right.
Okay, so let's talk about this warning you got as to the potential violence that would erupt in your area. Did your group report to security agencies? If you did, what was the response like? And on the day of elections, because what the security agencies had assured Nigerians is that they'd identified hot spots and they were going to deploy their officials to those areas. Did you feel supported or protected by security agencies?
I immediately informed the Labour Party campaign organization, because I'm on the advisory board, and PA to Gbadebo immediately took it up. She informed the state security to vote. So where do the results come from? They were all prepared in advance.
I mean, a lot of shocking revelations going on here, but I want to quickly just take you through the incident in Okota.
Yeah.
Was it when voting started that the skirmish started, or was after people voted in the 2nd Street?
It was when people came out to vote that somebody, the APC representative, I don't want to his name, I saw him on one street giving orders, and I put one of my boys near him to listen, how he ordered Agberos, go on there, you have to fight them there, please move over there. It was orchestrated. They want the people to go back home. Don't come out and vote. We don't want you to vote. And those who came out had to run for their life.
So
it was orchestrated.
There was a person orchestrating all of this, talking to other people and all of that. So what did that now have as an effect on those areas that you said the party you support had won before now?
The effect was that people did not come out as during the presidential election. And those who came out to vote, either they could not even find a place to vote, because the boxes were destroyed, or they were driven back home. So the outcome was very poor in the whole area.
Well, Mr. Israeli, one big issue in Lagos State was ethnic profiling.
That's right.
Non-indigenous were forewarned to stay at home. So it took a lot of courage for you to go out with your dogs. And I thought the police had warned that nobody should come out with dogs on election day.
That is a good one. I had some very negative messages. Timak, you should be prosecuted because you came out. I said I did not come out to secure my polling booth with my dog. I came out when I was called there's serious problem to drive them away. My dogs were on leashes. They did not attack anybody. It was to drive 30, 40 negative criminals, Agbero, out of the area. That's what I did.
Okay, but I wanted you to comment on the ethnic baiting, ethnic profiling, and, non-indigenous being specifically targeted.
Yeah. I am half Shakiri. I'm a proud Shakiri, half Swiss. And I'm quite well known in my area, so people know I'm a Nigerian. Many Igbos have bought properties in Okota, Ago, and that's why also the area has been neglected for many years. As an example, we built the Bayo Oyewole Street for 100 million ourselves. And one day I went to Laos, I even saw in the budget that there was maintenance for that street we never got. So I live peacefully together with Yorubas, with Igbos, with everybody, because my stepfather was Yoruba, Semobalaji Benkentoni. The husband of my sister, Okwobi, is Yoruba. Half of my family are Yorubas. We live in peace together. Even in every band I had Yorubas, Igbos, peacefully. We never had an argument. For me, this ethnic problem is new. I actually had never experienced it before, and I hope this will end and we get back to the peaceful living together. Because Nigeria is a great nation, and I'm not pleased what is happening, and the world is watching it. I have a little bit international publicity. I got phone calls and messages from around the world, and I would say to everybody, let's sort it out peacefully in the court. I advise all the young people, everybody watching me, stay peacefully at home. There's no need for protest. There's no need for going into the street, because we can solve it in the courts. We cannot have more killings, more destructions because of an election. What has happened is enough. That's my advice.
All right. It's interesting you say that this is the first time you're experiencing ethnic profiling, because some people have said that it is the usual modus operandi during election season. Use ethnic or ethnicity as a bait or a weapon to divide people, and then at elections, 4 years later, we're back to it. However, they said, or what observers have also mentioned, is that in this particular election cycle, it's possibly the worst experience that people have had. It was used prior to elections, amplified, it was exacerbated during the gubernatorial elections from presidential, and we are still seeing the aftermath of it, you know, in terms of comments made by people, even prominent figures, or like Mr. Bayo Ononuga of the Tinubu Campaign Council, speaking about, you know, making statements that could be seen as divisive. But in terms of the impact of the healing you talk about, what Nigerians are also saying is, or some Nigerians are saying, is that how do we begin to heal without justice? And that this healing might never even happen because they've seen the true state of things. But you're pushing for reconciliation, healing, peaceful, no protest. And how do you marry that? I don't know if you've heard people talk about these conversations being had, because healing, they say, would happen when there's a sense of justice, or there's even an ownership of wrong. But there's yet no ownership of wrong in some quarters. People are defending their statements. How do we then begin to heal or repair what has been broken?
Thank you very much. You are very wise, because you said some very interesting points you had. You see, if we now let the courts and experts take it up, like fingerprint experts will come in. We can prove that some people printed thousands and thousands. And you remember a couple of years back, some states were won back with that evidence. If we can now, as we do in labor, go into server and prove the manipulation legally and get it notarized by courts and present it to the tribunal, then we do a real step forward. There's no need at this moment now to fight and make it worse. I agree, many people are angry. I'm angry too, because in 2019, it was not as bad. This has been the worst election I've seen in my life. And the presidential election was not as bad as this election. It was like APC did not want to lose Lagos for any cost. They let, during the presidential election, Labour have a small margin of more votes for Lagos. We know we had a landslide, and we will prove it. But at this stage now, we have to consider, is Nigeria going to fall apart because of this? Are we intelligent enough to realize that we are one nation with tremendous tribes? Do you know, I used to say, when I travel around the world, I'm a flautist. I play for kings, beggars, emperors, and I used to always say, when they say, Timak, you're Nigerian? I said, yes, I am a proud Nigerian. We have the most diverse cultures in the world. There's no other country which has our culture, our diversity, our different kinds of food, dressing, music. People come here and love Nigeria. The Jacksons fly in here because they are Yorubas and they love it. I brought in many, many musicians, many stars. They come to Nigeria because Nigeria has something to offer. But we must have the right leadership. We cannot have people ruling us which we don't like, people we did not vote for. 10% of votes may be brought in Alaji Tinubu. Is it okay for him to rule a country where only about 10% voted for him? It will be difficult. But again, we should not become a Rwanda. We have to learn. We have to learn of what has happened before. And I'm speaking to everybody, let's maintain peace. Our leader, Peter Obi, is a great human being. I've known him for many years. I'm close to Atiku, who I know since the 70s. You know, Alaji Tinubu is actually my in-law. So I respect them.
My people, now the video now on a new watch finish, so on a see wetin happen for inside the video. All right, my people, I would like to end the video for you. Make una let me know wetin una think for the comment section. And if una never subscribe, make una subscribe so that una no go miss any latest gist way I dey upload. Now bye bye till I come on away next time. Bye guys, catch you in the next video. Bye guys.